So here's someone complained about The Last of Us. Last of Us episode 7 was another flashback episode that did nothing to move the plot forward. 2 filler episodes in a 9-episode season. Tiskety, tisk, task, tisk, my friends. I mean, like, come on. You know what I mean? 2 filler episodes in a 9-episode season. Remember how character motivation, world building, and character backstory is filler now? You know what I mean? Like, oh, and what a coincidence that the 2 filler episodes happen to also be the 2 gay romance episodes. Huh. I wonder if that's one of those coincidences I keep hearing so much about, right? Yeah, what is character development? What is that? Who ever heard of such a thing? Oh, fleshing out the character's motivations and showing what impels them to make the decisions they do? Nah. That filler noise. Do something cool. Shoot somebody or something, you know? Like, oh man. Yeah, I mean, like, can you imagine? Like, I didn't know the standard. I didn't know that, I mean, like, I guess you could make a half-baked case that the episode that featuring the gay romance between the two guys, the Nick Offerman guy and whoever the other guy was, showing that, you could maybe make an argument it was filler because those dudes, you know, their story ends with them both, I mean, spoiler alert, dying. So that's, you know, and they don't really do anything in the series moving forward from there. So I guess you could say maybe that's filler. I would consider it kind of like world building and pretty thematically appropriate, considering that the whole show is kind of about forging human connections in this like very dark apocalyptic world. But, you know, hey, whatever. But this one concerns one of the 2 main characters, like showing the backstory and like a pivotal like life event of one of the main characters in the story, arguably the main character in the story, that somehow is filler? Like, what? How does that work? Okay. And I guess, you know, here's Pim Tool. This is not the only time we'll see Tim tonight, but this is something I saw on Twitter, so that's what we're doing here. But here's him on Twitter talking about this very same thing. Let's take a listen, see what kind of insight Tim has into the whole situation.
Friends, and I guess this guy's been alone for 2 years, so he's desperate. They end up having a gay relationship. The guy actually says, who's straight, that he's never been with a guy before, only with girls. And then they end up in a gay relationship. They actually show a gay sex scene. It's not graphic or anything, but it's like, okay, I guess, you know, not.
Okay, I guess. I mean, I jerked off to it, you know? I mean, it was okay. I had a little fap and stuff. And I mean, it was a beautiful love story about forging, you know, human connection in the darkest of times and how, you know, maybe, you know, the capacity to find love and, you know, with your fellow human beings is, you know, maybe that transcends even the most dire of circumstances and says something about the human condition or something. And I don't know, maybe that's like the whole theme of the show or something. I don't know, but dude, Tim Pool is such a goddamn chuckle son of a. If he ever does re-extend the invitation for me to come on his show, I'm going to start by tearing that beanie off his head. That's going to be the first thing we do. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to take his beanie, and we're going to talk like that.
For me, but the issue, I suppose, is they could have done the romance of the 2 men, fine, but they didn't have to make it so, like, punching you in the face over and over again. Look.
That's what it was. Remember that? You know, it just felt like every time I saw those 2 gay men on screen like that, being romantic with each other and caring about each other and being supportive and loving to each other, it was the equivalent of just like, like, what's wrong with you, dude? You got some issues, Tim. I mean, it's coming from the guy wearing the crown, okay? It's coming from the guy with the crown and the eyeshadow. Like, You got some problems, man. What are you hiding under that beanie? I used to think it was just a bald head, but I think there's something weirder going on. I think there's some kind of like, are we going to see like some kind of like alien at a control station piloting your body? Are we going to see some like kind of like nightmarish ratatouille rat that's pulling your hair to control you like a marionette? Like, what's going on over there, Tim? The world deserves to know. I'm tearing that beanie off your head. If it's the last goddamn thing I do, I don't care if your team of security shoots me dead afterwards. I'm going to reveal the truth. I'm going to reveal what's going on under that goddamn that goddamn beanie, because it's something horrible. It's something nightmarish.
Like 30% of the show, it had all the time where straight couples bang, and it's like Game of Thrones had both.
Straight couples bang? Is that all you care about, is just the banging, by the way? Like, nothing else they did in that entire relationship meant anything to you as a viewer watching the show? You're just like, huh, they banged. Interesting. I mean, personally, I think it was a bit gratuitous how they really just punched us in the face with it. But okay.
You know, like it had, you know, but like out of all of the episodes of Game of Thrones, it doesn't feel like 30% of the show was dedicated to gay relationships.
Oh, no. A different show chose to do something different with a different subject matter. Weird.
I guess my point is, like, there's the relationship between Joel and Tess. Tess is dead, and that's like heterosexual, normal, whatever. And then the rest of the show, you actually just have, for the most part, a lot of relationships, and a lot of them are gay. You know?
Oh, man. Pretty scary stuff, huh? Like, what's going on there, you know? Pretty creepy.
You know what I mean? Here's my point. I'll watch.
Here's my point. I don't have a point.
The show. I don't care about it. I understand that people say, like, you know, a friend of mine who's gay said that she wanted to watch a show that, like, related to her. And I'm like, oh, that I respect, you know? Clearly, I've got shows that I can watch where the...
Okay. So is that it? Is that it? All that just for you to arrive at the conclusion of like, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense that gay people want to watch stuff that, you know, represents them sometimes too, I guess. I guess that makes sense, you know? Huh. And what was all that before that for then? Okay.
There's like heterosexual couples. I'll make one for you. The only point I'm bringing up is...
Do it.
It's a little heavy. That's the point. It's like very, very heavy.
So what? So what? I mean, like, it's been light in so many properties for the majority of cinematic and television history. It's been light to non-existent. So, you know, I don't know. It's kind of cool that it's heavy.
They could have had them like hold hands or something. All they did really was like kiss, and that's like a theme of the show. But it just feels really...
Oh, man, you know, I'm okay with that, like, tokenistic, like, maybe they hold hands or something, but, like, focusing on it so much, it just, like, makes me humanize them in a really uncomfortable way that challenges my biases and bigotry. And I'm just not into that, man, you know? Like, ugh, don't do that, show.
When they do stuff like this, it is meant to push an ideology or narrative instead of tell a story. That's the problem I have with it.
No, you're such a dumbass. I mean, you're the one putting a political dimension to it. They're just trying to tell a goddamn love story. It happens to be a gay one. Then you decide, oh man, there's a political dimension to this because for me, gays are an issue. Well, they're not an issue. They shouldn't have to be an issue. No one should have to live their life as fodder for your stupid ass politics, you dumb beanie-wearing fruitcake piece of shit. As far as I'm concerned, you're gayer than anything that has ever happened on The Last of Us, but you're not cool 2023 gay. You're lame-ass 90s gay, back when it was a pejorative that just meant you're a little wussy, sissy boy. And I don't mean any of that in a good way either. You know?